Have you ever dreamed of taking revenge and imagined how powerful you would feel? I certainly have, especially when I found myself abandoned at a shopping mall. I'd gone shopping with my husband, and when I went to buy a gift for a housewarming party, he insisted he didn't want to go and would bring the car around. Once inside, I realized I didn't have my phone or wallet. I perused for a few moments before coming out to look for him. I didn't see him, so I sat on the curb and waited. After some time, I checked the parking lot. He wasn't there either. I kept going back and forth between the store and the parking lot. All the while, my distress was growing. Then the realization hit. He had left me there. Overcome by shock, shame, and horror, I was unable to hold back the tears. Too ashamed to ask someone to use their phone, I had no choice but to walk the 10 kilometers home, hoping he would be there when I arrived. He wasn't, and during the walk, my Achilles tendonitis acted up, so my physical pain was matching my emotional pain, all of which quickly turned into rage. I was so pissed. I called his cell a million times and left a string of non-PG messages. When he called a few hours later, I felt enraged. But what he would say would peel back that rage to confusion and pain. I was waiting at the mall the whole time, and the messages you left were so insane. I'm done. I'm leaving you, he said. Could this be true? When he came back to pack a bag of his things, I stood frozen in shock, unable to move or say anything. When he walked out that door, every wound from my past resurfaced, feelings of unworthiness swallowing me up. I came from a background of abuse, my mother telling me I was unlovable and unwanted. Meeting my husband and getting married had been a way of affirming my worth. Someone finally loved me, and that made me worthy and lovable. Suddenly, that was all shattering before my eyes in one moment, proving my unworthiness again. Only this was a pain unlike any I had ever experienced before. I wasn't an innocent child anymore. This was my fault. Luckily, before I could fall too far down the rabbit hole of self-loathing, my best friend called me and pulled me back up. She had the scoop. He had left me at the mall because he had an affair and got someone pregnant, and she was having his baby that day. Rage washed over me. I imagined all the horrible things I would do to him, how I would hurt him, shame him, destroy his things. Ultimately, I didn't follow through with a single one. I handled the entire divorce with kindness and grace. It's not because I chickened out or worried about the criminal repercussions. I could have called him out, shamed him to his friends and family, embarrassed him. But how would that make me feel about myself? I had to choose between loving me or hurting him because I just couldn't love a hateful, vengeful person. I realized I have a beauty in me that can't be diminished by his actions. I still have the ability to choose love, and every time I do, I'll end up loving myself a little more. What pours out of you is what's inside of you. What's inside me is an unbreakable spirit. And how you treat me doesn't change that because I get to wake up every morning and decide who I am. How you feel about yourself is determined by the way you show up in the world, not the way other people treat you. That's your real power. Your greatest victories will come after your biggest heartbreaks because there is nothing more empowering than rising in courage. You might be thinking, but what about my revenge? Here's the karmic twist. Because of the fact that I showed up with kindness at the end, my ex couldn't demonize me. He truly realized what he lost, and he has to live with that forever. Now tell me that isn't sweet revenge.